Tuesday. Tuesday. We leave on Thursday at 2 p.m. So I'm going to do some sewing today just because I want to, but also I really want to get this done. I really want to just like have the hem to work on for the drive home or something. But of course, meanwhile, Marietta and yeah, mostly Marietta, I think, at the Edwardian Society of Portland is busily putting up inspiration photos of a new dress. It's I think it's called a reform dress, and the goal was right as the arts and crafts movement started, just toward the end of the Edwardian era, a movement of homemade and slow fashion and stuff like, and getting back to our roots, making it by hand hit. And so there are these dresses called reform dresses, and I'll try and put some of the links that Marietta shared with us in the comments or in the info below, so that you can look and see what they are. I've seen caftans, like 1960s caftans. I saw a few photos of that. One of my sort of inspirations for Edwardian is the Queen of Romania, and I know that when she moved to Romania after marriage, there are lots of photos of her wearing local dress. So cut work, embroidery work in her clothing. And I have always thought that it would be fun to do a dress with some cut work or some smocking or something like that in it. So I may just, my next dress, do that. Although I have so much I want to do. For example, this blouse needs a skirt now, and I was hoping to put some of the matching embroidery onto the skirt in some manner. So of course that's on the short-term to-do list. And then of course I'm not even done with the blouse yet. So today I have these cuffs, and I just cut one fussy cut, and let me put my coffee down. When I cut it, it was like this off the edge of the sheet. But I think for the cuffs especially, I'm gonna I'm gonna fold back the lace. So this is how the cuff will be on my wrist, like this. Plenty of room. The and then that little oh, I always forget what this stitch is called, but the little holes that are on the cuff will stay because the seam will be 1/2 inches, so that'll be near the top of the cuff. But this definitely needs interfacing and another layer of blue, which I have plenty of. I've got lots of scraps of small pieces left. And the cuff does not need to have any lace on it because it's just going to be the back side. And like I did, I don't know if I showed you this yesterday. I know I said what I was going to do, but I didn't do it. What I did with this is I put it right sides together, and then I hand stitched down this side, across the bottom, up the side, but left the top opening. And then I just did a little blind stitch, which you can see right there, to give this a facing, to give this more body, but also to preserve this lace that came on this piece without a problem, that I didn't have to actually sew on. So it's not, it takes some forethought. It looks like I got some spots on this. Let's hope it's not from me. This is the downside to doing recycled pieces, because you don't know what came on the item and what did you do. I've had some strawberries in the house, and I've been very careful not to touch the strawberries or the dye for the yarn, for that matter, and then come back in and touch my sewing and then transfer. So that is something you got to think about when you do hand stitching. As it is, when I knot some of the threads, it'll get a little dusty from down here. So that's the the cuffs are going to get done today, and I've started with the sleeves. I hand stitched the sleeve inner seam, but now what I want to do is I'm just doing a little rolled hem down each seam, so that this is completely finished. The edge is finished. I also did this, and I gotta tell you, I am not happy. I don't plackets. I have a hate relationship with plackets. So the instructions basically said cut an opening in the sleeve, pull it open flat, and then just put bias, not non-bias, a strip of fabric folded over it. But then when you fold it down, you get this puckery mess here. And I want mine to lay flat. So, does anybody have any knowledge about how to do plackets? Because I hate them with a passion. I have a dress that is actually in my closet that I spent more than a year sewing just because of the placket. The placket just stopped me cold in my tracks. And honestly, that's a good topic for today. What do you have in your life that stops you in your tracks and turns what was once an active project into a work in progress long term, or something put on hold long term? I've got several. I've got several. And it's always the same reason. Always the same reason. Is I hit something that I can't figure out. Oh, let's talk about the t-shirt. Sleeves. I have a sleeve problem that I have to solve. So, it's next on the list though. It's sitting right here. And actually, that means I can't start a new dress, doesn't it? I've got to finish the t-shirt. And I'm in t-shirt season. So I really need to finish the t-shirt. All right, so what do you do? How do you get over those projects that are just like, oh, I have a roadblock? Sometimes I stop and I just think on it for a while, but there are some projects where I guess I don't want to think on it, or I haven't figured it out, or I'm so frustrated I can't face it and I hide from it. Ooh, boy, there's a metaphor for relationships, even, isn't it? Ooh, don't want to hear that one. Um, so what do you do? This is the sleeve, and I'm okay. I don't love the results, but I know that it's not going to show on my arm, and so I just said, forget it. I'm doing it anyway, and I'm going to leave it. I'm the only one that's going to see these puckers, and I'm the only one that it's going to bug. But is it supposed to do that? You sewists in my life, are these techniques where you just pull it straight and stitch it in, are they supposed to be all puckery there? Is that what's supposed to happen? I don't like it. I have little problems with my little perfectionism, and I don't like it. So what do you do? What do you do? I don't know. I don't know. I know, I can think right now as I'm sitting here thinking about all the things that I have put on long-term hold. I know for a fact I have a shawl that needs beads in it, and the pattern has a mistake in it, and my mother-in-law finished the shawl with the mistake in it. I have a customer slash friend slash helper who finished the shawl and just left the mistake in it. And I know that mistake's there, and I started to hit it, and I put the shawl down, and I haven't finished it. And it's beautiful. I love it. It's out of linen. It's got beautiful beads. It's orange, which I love. And it would be beautiful if I finish it, but I have to find the mistake. I have to find that dang mistake, and I haven't found it yet. So it's been in long-term hold. Ooh, and we're about to get noisy because somebody in the house needs more coffee.
More? Wait first.
Oh, you haven't had coffee yet. Oh, that's why the cream was... I'm going to talk to my husband now. That's why the cream ratios were off. This is how sad our lives are. I get used to a certain amount of cream every morning. So I empty the bottle every morning for my cream. Because David gets up, my husband, and he goes to work and he makes his coffee first. And we've got it down to like a science. Like we use the same amounts of cream every day. And so I pour what's left of the cream bottle in my frother, and then I add water, and I add my collagen, and I empty the bottle. And that's my cup of coffee every morning, and that's all there is. My husband, he's the one that gets it down to the right level at the bottom for my last cup of the day. But this morning I got up and I'm like, ooh, the cream's off, because I can't pour this whole thing in my coffee. So it messed with my amounts. It just throws you off your first morning cup of the day. Don't know why he's putting it off. Clearly I have more habit forming.
Had a meeting.
Oh, he had a meeting. There you go. All right, I'm at 9 minutes. I'm way over my normal, even though they've been getting longer and longer. I hope you have a great day. I showed you the placket. I showed you the sleeves. That's the agenda today, is sleeves, cuffs, and maybe sew that vesti on to the blouse. And then what remains after that is the hem. Happy Tuesday. We're packing. So lots of packing today. I've already filled 2 totes because I've acquired a lot of raw materials down here. Bye.